Good morning.
Morning, Geshe.
Morning, Geshe.
Morning, Geshe.
Everyone can hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Good morning.
How are you, everyone?
Good.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Looks you guys comfortable. At your home, you don't have to clean your car. You don't have to start your car. Even you don't have to go out. Right?
It's true.
Because this is, we of course the pandemic this time, the COVID-19 day. We're looking for the, negative. We have financially, physically, mentally, a lot of problems. They're just limitless. But we think about that, then our mind become crazy. We just switch off that button. They just okay. If there's something to good things, yeah. Even I've treated Sunday, but I'm just in my bed, on my couch, on my sofa, comfortable, in my room. Like you come to a public place, you don't have any choice like temperature in the house. Whatever happens, you have to just accept, or too hot or too cold, I'm cold. Right now at your home, like 100%, like your independent, you choice you can, but high, low, you can just turn off all the heat. Therefore, if you think of it that way, then you don't have to get up early to get ready, take shower, at least you have to come center, you have to put nice, first. You just wake up, you wash or you wash or not, you just put some clothes on your upper body. Then a lot of convenient, right? And also we able to listen so many different teachings everywhere. Therefore, we think about that like positive way, then it's good for us. If we look in negative way, we cannot fix. Then we just worry, stressful. It doesn't fix. Okay. So like today in New England, we have snow here, but we don't have to worry to shovel. We don't have to worry to clean our car. Even you just stay at your home, just you have some coffee, tea, or whatever you have. Think it that way is like positive. It's very good. Like example. Sometimes there's it's not sometimes the Buddhism say first someone you're going to take the teacher, you have to exam, not just going to okay, what are you doing, what she doing, what the qualities you have to exam. He or she, if I take the teacher, if I get the benefit, or I'm trust he or she, you have to exam. After you accept teaching, then it's like you're not allowed to that exam. That's it. You have to accept. Like example, another example. When you get choose your husband or wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, before you become friend that you can choose how looks here, how looks her, she's good or beautiful, or, whatever it is. You can choose. Look that. After you already accept, you get married. Then, if you exempt that, it can create the problems. Then you say, okay, Todd, we're going to divorce. This is the result to you exam after you accept. Therefore, after you accept, better to not exempt. Right? Like that, right? Because husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, you already that, then you already that. Then, if you're looking, is he doing good or bad? Or I didn't know before then, you already late. Therefore, before you got that, you can just exam. Same to that. Because you exam, you don't get a good result. You bad result. The better to don't touch, just whatever there, okay. Then the same thing, a teacher, before you accept the teacher, you can can examine what quality. After you accept, then better to not examine, because if you examine, maybe you have bad thoughts come in, then you lose your interest and from how you say advice from that. Then you don't trust, or you don't take the advice. Then you lose your own benefit. It's not the teachers something lost like that. What I have to talk that? I don't know what the context come in.
Accepting the pandemic.
The exam. Yeah, it's something you check too much deep, then create also a lot of problem. Just okay, it's just dirty place. Just leave the dirty place. Dirty. We don't want to go open the toilet. What they smell. What they have. You just this is the toilet. Just turn off. Just close the. Everyone just accept that. Just better to leave that. Therefore, the pandemic has a lot of problems. Just you don't want to looking for faults. Okay, yeah. Just try to looking for positive things. Then it keeps our mind better. Therefore, like sometimes we need to exam, sometimes not exam. Sometimes do good things. Some things too good for you exam. Sometimes not good for your examination. Now you got it. What I'm talking about? Sometimes like my own, it's personality or something. Some people say, okay, I'm going to speak that, I'm going to talk that. After that, I can take the source from that. They have to like that. I'm not like that person. Whatever at the moment they come to my mind, then I just go that. Therefore, I'm just speak here, speak that, speak that. Okay. Therefore, the main point is this pandemic. We are not almost, but we have like 60% almost like get out if the vaccines come soon. It's work. Then therefore we already have big passion, big passion, more than 10 months. Therefore, still everyone we just keep working hard, be patient, try to much as you can. Then we can do that. Therefore, Buddha said everything's impermanent. All the phenomena, they're not however it will change. Even good things will change, bad things also change. Therefore, we don't want to say however like that. The word however, if our mind create the more negative karma again and again, then we have to stay however as samsara, because we didn't create the cause to free from the samsara. This is the one problem. Okay? Did we pray or we didn't pray? Okay, now go ahead to pray.
In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity. free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O Supreme, among humans you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then I prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom motion like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean. To you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality. To the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and who also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts. To you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage. To all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms, atoms in all aspects, with supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, the flame of a lamp. An illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble. A dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of God's protector's heart, to tip of this fresh, pure white heap, purred like cloud, Olo Sangrapa, Dharma's omniscient king, pray come to this place with your disciples, in space ahead on lion throne, lotus and moon, Venerable Guru, smile brightly with delight. Pray stay hundreds of eons to spread doctrine as supreme merit, field for my mind of faith. Your wisdom mind sees full range of knowables. Your eloquent speech adorns fortunate ears. Your beauteous body, famed glory outstanding. Homage to you, worth what to think of, hear and see. Pleasant offerings of water, various flowers, fragrant incense, light perfume, and so on. Oceans of offerings set out and envisioned, offered up to you, supreme field of merit, non-virtue committed with body, speech, and mind, which I have heaped up since beginningless time, especially what has contradicted three vows. Each I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned eight mundane concerns, made life essence-full. O protector from depths of our hearts, we rejoice in your powerful great deeds. Venerable gurus from love and wisdom, clouds densely massed in your Dharmakaya sky, pray loose a rain of vast profound Dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I've here gathered bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make Venerable Osandrapa's essential teaching specially shine forever. Mig say wei ter chen chen rezik, dream ken bei wang ho jam pel du pong ma lu jom ze song wei dao gang chen ke pe tsu gen song Tsongkhapa lo san ra pe sha la so wa de. O glorious and precious root, pray take seat of lotus on my crown, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments of body, speech, and mind. O glorious and precious root, Guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. O glorious and precious root, Guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remain steadfast. Homage to the exalted three jewels. Thus have I heard at one time, the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajgriha on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of the countless aspects of phenomena called profound illumination. At that very time, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a child with a lineage trained who wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Shariputra as follows. Shariputra, whichever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this, subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form, form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty, without characteristics. That is, they are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. No visible form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, no mental phenomenon. There is no I element and so forth up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no cessation of ignorance and so forth up to no aging and death and no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation and no path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom. And because their minds have no obstructions, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond error, they attain the final state beyond sorrow. All the Buddhas who reside in the three times by relying upon the perfection of wisdom become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering since it is not false should be known as truth. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed. Tayata, gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisoha. Shariputra, this is how a bodhisattva, a great being, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, well said, O child of the lineage, so it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gandharvas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy supreme abode of the Dakinis, possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, unwaveringly caring for practitioners as your children, homage to the hosts of the three places Dakinis. Akasamarasashadara Samariyape.
Agasamaranda Shandara Samaraya Pe.
Tayata, Om, Gate, Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhisoha. Through the power of truth of the exalted three-jewel speech, may all on the side of negativity, such as the four maras, be stopped. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. All enemies, obstructors, and hindrances, Shanti Kuriye Soha. The 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, freed from adverse harmful conditions, may all be conducive and perfect auspiciousness, bring happiness and well-being here right now. Saji perki chukshi meito tramri prablingji ni de yen bhati sangye jingdu mikte owan Gidro konmanda jingla chirparshu jitsun la
chudan zo jin zhong nong la, xiang jia pa de da ne jiao zhen ji, da ge qi xie jie bei cong nong ji, ro la pen zhe sang jie zhe bo xiu, sang jie chudan zo jin zhong nong la, xiang jia pa de da ne jiao zhen ji, da ge qi xie jie bei cong nong ji, Rola Benja Sanjin Rabajo Sanje Chudan Sanjin Jana Shanja Barda Dana Jabsan Je Dage Chichi Jebe Sonam Rola Benja Sanjin Rabajo. Good morning again, everyone.
Morning, Geshe-la.
Morning, Geshe-la.
Morning, Geshe-la.
Morning. Good morning, Geshe-la.
I hope everyone has breakfast. Did everyone got some breakfast or tea, coffee, anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Have some water, tea, anything you have. Good. You know, when we see each other like that, you know, we feel very close. It's not true. We don't meet physically like almost 9 months or 8 months, something, since from March. But we always see on the online here that we don't feel, oh, we didn't see couple months like that. I feel like that. I feel like I can see you guys every day. Therefore, even the difficult pandemic time, also we can have some discount option. Is wonderful. To be great honored, grateful. It's also there's the worst situation become best how to say condition to practice. I think maybe it looks like that. We get also more people can chance to join the all different classes like this time. Like I can see everywhere. It's not just for us, like everyone, all different traditions, different organizations, different groups, you know, like SCBI religious people also, yeah, like that. That was wonderful. There are a lot of problems, things, when we start to talk about Buddhism with the problems solving. Last week I just talked about why these people talk always bad things. Same with Buddhism also talk always solving. It's like that. Anyway, I think there are a lot of things we don't understand. Everyone, not just us, everyone not understand the reality. We see something, we make some picture our understand, or we heard something, we understand, we make what I think, what I saw. We just keep that, then we how to say, describe for other situation. We don't go into the beyond that. We just whatever I see here, like that. Whatever I believe, like that's it. Whatever I thought, that's it. Just see that. We always just inside that, walking around. We're not going to beyond that. Therefore, there's a little bit mistake because we don't understand reality. Therefore, Drum Tamba, and he asked a couple questions for the Lama Atisha. Then Atisha gives the very specific, just short answers, not long explains. Therefore, he said, what means education? He said, what is education? understand the reality. The answer is that. Understand the reality. Then he thought, then other ask. Okay, now I don't know English. What? Education, and you take a choke career,
Knowledge.
or knowledge. And then Kepa chocolate.
Learned.
And then Kepa chocolate cardina, and then Neluji turned over the race, somebody's land. Neluji turned over, the Nelutoba.
So what's the best? It's like they're talking about the supreme or the best, of the learned ones. The one who knows the meaning of the reality is the one, is the best of the learned ones.
When you take a chocolate, it's get to him, but it's.
In that case, what is the best of the knowledge then?
And the pensum check, as I want to tell you the choice, my brother. That do so that in the Yasho the Kadana and the Jana pensum, that you take each other, Yamlim song or Yamlang.
So the best of the knowledge is to have a kind heart towards others. And so it's talking from the practices point of view.
Okay. Oh, that's I don't know. And Zumba said the career is that. And Zumba Yasho the career level embrace.
And then what is the best of the Zumba Sengazo?
Mama Takara Mazuchi, the Nyom Shu says you are Zumba says.
Oh no. So what is the best of the the humble or honest?
And the Suzuga Semjitova that is Semjitova, not the Zumangun is.
So the most humble, is the one who have subdued one's mind, one's own mind.
Oh, that's. Ona need Mudu Yashu the career is. Sociology. So I'm alone about that. Mudu Yashu the career is.
And what is the best of the siddhis or attainment?
And then Dobachuma, Choshiba, not that Mudu Yashu the Koli, Kuragi or the
That the attainment, is to have less desire and be content with what we have.
Tawana Jimba to Jimba Yashu the Karatago is a
And then what is the best, of the generosity, practice of generosity?
And then so that Kareta usually Machaba is somebody.
And so that is not being attached to one's possessions.
I think Ramador, so mean that Tamta Nida Kangala Machaba was.
So possession can also include one's reputation, or name and fame and so forth.
When the Zopa Yashu the Karaka, Zopa Yashu the Karis, and then Mesa Zuma the little of it.
And what is the best, of the patience? Being patient. So that would be to hold oneself the lowest.
That take Koragma chance to take Karala was Korag Marising as well, Korato Maris.
So that might be a little bit difficult for us to understand.
Kares and a middle and Arja Kasiji, Yoba Samji, Susugi, and Samsuda, Susugi Tawada, Suzushigate, Mishambali, Takoro, Gogoto Marabas.
So however much or stronger arrogance, pride you have, that much more it will be difficult for you to bow down to others.
Yeah, Tanga, Anita Yasho the Zoba Gumsana, Kaje, Suzugi, Tawada Machonta, is Telagdoa.
So in terms of the views and opinions, so however arrogant you are, that much more difficult it will be to give up on one's opinions and view and so forth. So always thinking that my view is correct, my opinion is correct, and so the best of the patience will be to think hold oneself the lowest of all, and be to agree with those views and opinions of others. So you understand that way now better?
Yeah, Mesa was not catching a Kange mistake, no show below the Mesa, Zona Chinetati,
And so it's not necessary that all the time, our views and opinions are correct, but we always think that all that is also correct, And so that's what we mean by holding yourself lowest. And what is the best of the effort? So being able to engage in the activity, in action or activity, is the best the effort. So not just any kind of activities, but the virtuous activities. So, so the effort, the meaning of the effort is being making effort, to engage in the virtuous actions or dharma practice. And so, so always, we think that, oh, this is so difficult, I don't want to do it, or I can't do it like that. We always keep up thinking that we won't be able to do it. So that's because of not making enough effort and being more lazy, with other things. And then, then what is the best of the concentration?
And then
being able to observe one's mind, or being able to control one's mind, is the best of the concentration.
What is the
best of the wisdom? So not having the grasping at the self or the ego, always think it's I. Not having the grasping at the I is the best of the wisdom. And what is the best, of the advice? So the advice, what is the best advice for you? Is that which brings an effect, in you. So anything that brings effect in you, is the best advice for you.
So
like, when you're listening to the teaching or advice, from somebody, and then if you don't feel like, oh yeah, that's for me, that's talking about me, or that's for me, and then instead, oh yeah, I'm good, it's not about me, it's talking about somebody else. Then that advice is, doesn't bring any effect to you. So that's not useful, So the best of that advice is that which brings effect in you. And so when we talk about, like, not doing bad things, not doing good things and things, it's, oh yeah, I'm a Buddhist, I always do good. This is talking to somebody who are not Buddhist. So I'm Buddhist, I'm good, like that. If you think like that, then that advice is not effective to you.
Okay.
And then what is the best, of your friend? Your friend.
And
what is your best friend? And so your best friend are your mindfulness and introspections. So these are very good teaching, right? It's very few word and a clear meaning, very solid meanings.
Okay,
so these are the part of the mind training practice. As we are studying about the mind training now, so these are the part of the mind training practice, and you should take a note of these points and then review on that, And then like even when you go to sleep, think about that. Oh, what does that mean? What is that? What is that? And yes, best of this is this, best of this is this, like that. Just think again and again in your mind.
제당군에 전바다 시제다도 뺏는 거 넣었어. 먼저 전배가 수수가 셈 용어를 티 술라 로고도 없는 다시 시제 세트기 때까 거로서.
시제도 잘하시는 들어.
시제 잘하시게 들어.
아, 다시
잘하는 거.
가야 돼 맞아. 다시.
아,
다시 쳐야 되라.
다시 저기지. 근데 전배가 맞지 맞지. 오다 데려 와서.
Yeah, so the mindfulness and the introspections are very useful to have. So with the introspection, you will know what is good, what is bad. Where is your mind going? Is your mind following the delusions, or not? Or is it following the right path or wrong path? So that's the introspection. It's like the spy of your mind, whether your mind is doing correct or not. And the mindfulness, you don't forget your. So here it's like more like a memory, having good memory, of your practice and the instructions. So if you forget the instruction, then you won't be able to do the practice, right? So not forgetting the instruction is being mindful.
오케이, 대지 다 대지 로종으로 당도면 다 되는 가서 가상은 되는 말이야. 다 가상 지상 가서도 마 마치도 곰작이 됐어. 다 기재장에 시에 되겠다. 시에 주도 마치 고되게 가와이 나네. 아니 뭐 고설에 대법을 놓서래. 당가서 마쇼도 됐어. 곰들이 자고도. 아니 곰 잡는 거는 세면 기본 로기서로 와.
And so now we're going to go through our text on the Lam-rim, in the point, where it's in the section about the mind training, right, for developing bodhicitta. And now we're going to do a little bit of meditation, as it is very important to do the practice, right? So you have already heard and maybe studied even or read the books many times, right? It's all very available. But what we left behind by is because of not doing the practice, not meditating. So let's focus a little more on meditation as well.
제가 다 단단한 건데 곰자야 된 것도 다 주주 약수다 단대가 그랬어. 가지고 도서 냠도나 소소소 나라야. 아니 묘다 생에 매 개장에 매 아니 다 소소 나라. 이완다 이 주주 약수 그랬어.
So this is the best time to do practice at home, right? So by yourself, when you're at the center, you have so many people around you, disturbance, a lot of disturbance. But when you're by yourself at home, nobody to complain or nobody to disturb you. So this is a really good time to do your practice.
예, 되지. 다 가상 가서 배나 로조 된대요 같이. 아니게도 되지 최대한 바 니지 상주고 sem중 아니요. 당게도 최대한 바데 때리는 게 디디라고 전에 지금 뭐 주에 답시적인 있어.
So again, so for the actual generating of the mind of enlightenment, so for the ultimate bodhicitta and the conventional bodhicitta. So for the conventional bodhicitta, which is the actual bodhicitta, right? So for that, you have to generate, you generate by going through this the 7-point mind training practice, and the first of which is the preparatory practice.
어제 다 대접아 다 담보가 가서 배나 다 끊어야 보지 주요가 시작한다고 지르고 다 간지 안에 심체도 저 나라나지 대화도 누가면 돼 봐. 지도이 바이다 다 던서 폐하게 체다. 아니 사지도 고네 대체당 가지고 롭종장에 지금 예삼에 들이 삼도 들이고 요래서.
So before you do the practice, it is important to set up a proper motivation, which we assume that you have already done. But anyway, you can refresh it by thinking that I must achieve state of full enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. For that reason, and I'm going to do this practice or do this meditation.
이제 다도 지역가라야 다 담보간도 아니 담보본 정치 아들 지나서 우파 다서 소소부 파 당게요 좀 다가라서 배다 까먹하시지 가는 때 코로나 담가지 요살에 간지 다나가도 게 조금도 신발만 흘려 용하겠다 고 가지고 검장이 차서 그때 제도 같아 고 담가지 요살에 지체나 팽겨 요살에.
So then we'll start with doing the breathing meditation. So breathing meditation really helps you to focus your mind, right? To be able to help your mind to be able to focus on the object, and so so that you do that breathing meditation, like 9-round breathing meditation, is really helpful. I think there's a special kind of a blessing or instruction, for doing that, because that really helps to focus your mind.
Okay, we start now. Okay, until I build the second time you meditation. That okay. 아니 대시고라 당도 짬로 야보 지사다고 그래서 간제 아니 소소라 지레치도 간제 요와나 상제 주겐데 섬라야 가지 자차 자네자 아니 이체 로케 아니 제리에 삼바지 담자로 오자고 그래서
So after that, we do a proper refuge, taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, completely entrusting oneself, in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, no matter what happens.
다른 사람이 다른 간지 소소지라 짬로 야보 지자버셔 텐데도 첼레 잡제메 텐데 다른 가서면 되고 그래서
And so just keep your mind on that thought. And so I will take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. There's no better refuge than Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha.
대지라다 소수 아니 샤바 람로야 체든 소수 개겐다 아니 주저 드마라서 아니 나라야 진진 람네야 그디 임바나야 소수게라 아니 신예 때서 똑바야 보지 용와 신예라 마케바다 마테바테네 모용와 아니 소수 년내때 야포 용와 진짜로로나 스탠데로 삼대고 그래서
Then after that, in order to have success and not have any obstacles in your practice, make a strong request to Guru, deity, so Guru and deity like Dalai and so forth, to bless you, to be able to have a proper good devotion, to not have any disrespect and disbelief in the Guru.
다라 산도 다라 가나테네 산도 칠레테네 대고리 나도 되게 제금 제가 말다시 조금 랑아쳐요 그래서
So just stay in that thought. We're not doing analytical meditation here. We're just doing a fixed, stabilized meditation.
다대주라 아니 당아서 개was 중딩이 남한테 고고요레스 다초대 배는 잠블레 셈제 시다 미마버다 셈제가 장가로 전에 미팅 유뉴시라리 대나네 아니 추쟁의 민유뉴시라리 제자 단당하면서 밀리 토반데 아니 지금 추도도 마서와 아니 미 아버지 책이 있어 밀리 되다다 바치기야 최고원도 좀 다른 섬도 다른 거라 되네 아니 되고 요레스.
Then after that, we do the meditation or practice of the small and medium capable beings heart. And so first, you think about the Prophet and rebirth. So there are so many sentient beings in this world, but among them, the human beings are very few, and even among the humans, there are very few who practice Dharma. And so I'm very fortunate that I have been born as a human being, with this favorable condition to practice Dharma. And so I will not waste it and make it really meaningful by practicing Dharma. So just keep your mind on that thought.
다 대쇼들이야 다 텐데 제가 단단한 곳인데 니마 대리니 아니 마찬가지나 단단가 배나가도 참아봐로 가지 숨죽 갈래등 장자리 마치 가지 메시 체가 마치 독사리 제자 이런 것이라 매와 인자 다 니마 대리 다라는 곳은 아니면 제기 삼 다라 삼대고 이래서.
And then after that, think that I'm going to do that right from now, from this day, from this moment. I'm going to do the practice of the Dharma to make this meaningful, because this is not going to last forever, and it may end at any time. And so therefore, I shall do it right now.
제한테 가르쳐는 소수가 샘 요목의 영화다 맞아가지고 제한테 또 대래서.
So what practice are you doing, or you're supposed to do? Is practice of not following the delusions.
다른 사람이 되고 이러다.
So just think that.
대야 단다라는 곳은 맞아와야나 양의 샘 요모정을 지내 레서 레정가 야는 야던 코알은 참내까지 누가 지쳐 몇 바지 용사를 했는데 인자 니마 대리네 랭한 봤어야 돼 아니 마사바 타치 레 야보세방 곳쪽에 선 타로 제고 요래서.
And so you should come to the conclusion, or make a decision to do this practice from right now. So if I don't control my mind and stop it from following the delusions, then it will again, by following delusions, it will again create all these all kinds of negative karmas. And because of that, I will be circling in cycle existence endlessly. And so therefore, in order to stop being born in cycle existence again and again, I must practice Dharma, and I'm going to do that from right now.
Oh yeah, that thing mental to shoot and pass it, that trading chess of race, that trading chess.
So with that preparatory practice, you have sort of prepared yourself to do the actual practice now.
Yeah, that do change the some good, that some and that some good. The Charang in Dudley, Dodo, you someone that is some degodas, to Chidenako Kale, could toy Lego at that counter.
So when you are told to think, then you just think that. So like, if you are told to think of a big piece of stone in front of you, just think, thinking that there is a big piece of stone there. So if you keep on thinking, then, it will help, to have that mind in your mind all the time.
Okay, that is change with same thing. That Kazan Mandation Mambu Jay, that teach us on Roma go, didn't ocean they are. Come Jatajma, Chimikache. They are get hard and around Chili Mordan, and the low Jean Pesha Yamdo Chin, Drogos.
And so, so now again, we're going to go, from where we stopped last time. Not exactly like all the words, not going through each and every word in the text, but just going through the essence, of the meaning, the essential meaning of that text. And of course, I'm not creating that myself, but extracted, from a different kind of texts.
세상에도 맨체 마셔마연 늦지메스. 내가 말려니가 라이어마다 대형에 다다 제도. 다나 로종 그 배자랑 하시야지는 요거였어.
So like Shantideva said, there is nothing that I'm teaching which has not been taught before. Like that. So here I'm also following the same, same thing, just teaching from different texts.
다 담보 다 조금들이 제시 와서 다 나도 참아 뭐 좀만 이제 참아 나 나지 그냥 나랑 나지 가지 대화도지 동아 면도에 친구에 된데가 친구 레도 말해 and 된데고라 조금들이 제시 와서 아니 나도 조금 제때 수수 삼라 아 오늘 레도 삼바촌 아니 전에 다랑 섬도 다랑 갈 때는 따님 공고 그래서.
So now do an analytical meditation on how we all are equal in wanting to be happy and not wanting any suffering, like even including the insects like ant and so forth. We are all same or equal, wanting to be happy and not wanting any sufferings. So just think about all the reasons to to prove that we are all equal in wanting to be happy and not wanting any suffering. So just do an analytical meditation on that for a little while.
Okay. 뭐야, 다 니빠데도 생다세. 아니, 다 파제 마차 다 텔 파제 관계 켈레로 요새 이와다 당아지 제고도 오세. 아니, 지금 젠지 둥가데 시와다. 아나 라라 대와 용화다. 아니, 랑제니가라 대와 용화 치는 게 내가지 제고도 삼베다 삼도 다랑 갈때 때다.
And then, led by that thought, should think that they're all, we're all come to the conclusion that we're all equal, and wanting, to be happy and not wanting any suffering. So just by knowing that it's not good enough, so I must do something again, and I must do something to bring happiness for myself and all sentient beings who wants to be happy, and do something, to eradicate, all their sufferings, just as I wish to eradicate my suffering.
다도 제타 간도 페시 남주 남배잖아 다 대나네 다조 담보 대체다데 소소가 텐디가 아마 까디체로 걸어 삼당 그래서 다 조나라 보고 차와네 다 아마 뭐라 마시고 받아야 아멘고니 시사회 찬이라다 시다 다 아마 가시 대한 도와라 야부청들랑 들어요 시다 사회 찬이 아마 뭐라 마시 받는 게 보고도 야 보여나 섬에까지 드니 삼고 와 말이지.
And then, as a Buddhist, we think about the sentient beings, how they've been our mother, and think about the kindness, of the mother. How by thinking about how she, kept you in the womb for 9 months and then gave birth, and she's always caring about you until you die, until she dies or you die. She's always caring about you. That's in general. Of course, there are some particular cases where mothers are not very kind, but in general, all the mothers are very kind towards their children.
다 지나서 안에 대삼부다시나 많고나 간지 소소 밑에 되나라야 소소까지 최소 밑에 삼로지 당하세 다 밑에 단다까지 소소라 지금 소소직 가르고 다 가르고 갈로다 될 다 소소 라레사지 나타 밑에 될 밑에 라레사지 여러가지
So then, okay, so if you are not able to, if you don't find comfortable thinking, then you can think about somebody, who has been most kind to you in this life, somebody that you depend a lot.
Okay. 디 밑에 디 강다데 삼로지 당하세 다 될라 고야데 가레레 대와레 메데와데 가레 둥아르다 코나라에 바이나 코로나 모르는 텔라 간제 대외 폰 등안에 아니 가디나 용되근도 스텐데 섬탄 거 그래서 디가 아니 디가 내서도 소소 삼지 샤고 그래서.
So then think about that person, right? So who has been most kind to you in this life, and so on who you have to depend all the time. So that kind of person, think about that and think about towards you, and then think about repaying the kindness of that person. So what is the best way to repay the kindness? Is by giving what the person wants, and by getting rid of what person doesn't want, and what the person want. Talking from the Buddhist point of view, we talk about mother, right? So what our mother wants is happiness, and what she doesn't want, is the suffering. And so, so then think about getting rid of her sufferings and bringing her all the happiness she wants to have.
Okay. Tatani tene suzu karishida kanda tela kumne niji tata kumko kures. Tate dunga ya jada trawa na chamaru trawa ngaraga chago undu tara samne tete de kures.
And then think about that person who is going through all that suffering, and then develop strong wish and wanting that person to be free from the suffering. So, like that, meditate on compassion. May she be free from all the sufferings, and I myself will do something to make her free from the sufferings.
Oh yeah. Tatane samru chik tango res ni pat. Ta nge tende ka kariji amadala karege nongdu na. Ani ta kanchi chega na chiga dunga tang te yongya ga je ani momba mariba teni ga dundu sam. Tate kariji na te ngarangi tangla tsuliang ko dundu sam ko res.
And so, how they are, tortured or tormented, by the sufferings. What kind of sufferings? It is the sufferings, of the aging, sickness, birth, death, and so forth, and the negative karmas, and the cause of the negative karma, the delusions. Those are the ones that's causing all the suffering to her. And so now I'm going to take all these sufferings, including the causes of the sufferings, upon myself.
Te machevingala susubjila susupina nga se susu nga se depena susu ninga do waji ya. Hoyo na bado chi yochi. Dodong jue ro yochi. 아니 투 되게 동아도 투레메 칼라 투 누진 아니 다 목파 땅고다 당기 전에 아니 우투 뭐베 칼라야 아니 되게 링아에서 동아 칸 예바데 거 나보 남바라고 전에 소수지 나타라 톰지 아니 되게 나타라 톰지 톰이한테 매바 차송스 그 다지 그 도도 되 매바 차송스 뭐 도진에 다 테마카지 아니 파다 야 소수 파다 뭐갈 소수지 아니 개와다 대와 칸 예바데 소수까지 해서 이제 파 포송 삼바지 다 도진에 삼당고 그래서 야물라 담보 우 맞다 왔지 다라 담보 수 주고 삼나 도진에 야네 야도 출래 야네 야도 출래 파 맞다 왔지.
So then think about the thing about the self-cherishing mind of yours, and at the center of your heart, and at your chest, in your chest. Think about that self-cherishing mind there. And so as you take the sufferings and the cause of the sufferings of your mother or the being who is most kind to you, in the form of a black suit or black liquid, or like a black cloud coming towards you, and then dissolving into that self-cherishing mind at your heart. And it doesn't hold there, but it just disappears there. Just think like that. So as you breathe in, imagine taking the sufferings of all sentient beings, especially your mother or the person who is the most kind to you. So all their sufferings and the causes of suffering in a form of black soot, black smoke, or a cloud like that, and then dissolving into your self-cherishing mind at your heart and disappearing. So just like as you breathe in, imagine breathe in, just do on that for a little while now, for a couple of minutes.
뭐야 다 안에 섬도 까지 제가 섬제 뒤가 아니 뒤가 둥아다 둥아에 이제 타마 소소라 수 렌 톱송 선에 지금 넘바 잡고 안에 가와도 공고 그래서
And now
레이드에서 공셔서
rejoice or feel happy, thinking that I've been able to take all these sufferings and the cause of the sufferings, of my mother or the most kind person to me.
안에 다른 사람들 가와도 공고 그래서.
And so just think that and feel happy or joy, thinking that you've been able to take their suffering and the cause of the suffering.
뭐야 다 선문이 바있다고다요 다 소소든지 까리시다 강사들라 아니 뒤둥아 틀리지 다 시험을 가르면 다 소소지 랭아여도 이제 기회타와지 레비차 강요 받아야 소소야 오가부 남아도 지네 파 코로나 파트리요 섬도 전에 야 코로나에 다라 아니 가로 except 제송 섬도야 소소가바 공고 그래서
And now think about the happiness that your mother or the most kind person wants to have, and think about giving that happiness, like one's own happiness, and the cause of happiness, the virtuous actions, in the form of white cloud or white light, and shining towards them. And then as you breathe out, think that you're giving that this happiness and the cause of happiness goes out, and then they receive it, and then they're very happy and satisfied with that. Think like that.
어떻게 소소 세미나한테 삼고다 나도 무비 따와 나지 전에 삼도 땅거 그러거든.
So you have to think that in your mind, just like you're watching a movie.
Okay? 다 대줄라 땅아도 가와 공고래서 다 된디가 소소라 까디 체사가 샘체달라야 추저베 텐첸 좀네 안에 사제야게 니브라 차바잔 안에 게 쿠젤라 샤토송 삼에 곰다라 삼에 되고 누스
And then after that, you meditate on joy, thinking that you've been able to give that happiness, to the sentient beings, and the cause of the happiness, the virtuous actions, which are the root or the cause for gaining their enlightenment.
Okay. 다 안에 남주 제단체나 다 니바데가 다 단다 소소 다 녀쇼 강다지 다다 다만이야 소소지 무시바 강다데 데네질라 곰 데네 셈제 타마나 곰네 당게 곰다 곰 강을 곰다 치바 치장 곰고요레스.
So now you can shift, to other beings as well. Just like you meditated on this, on your mother or the person who has been most kind to you. Then now you shift this to someone that is kind to you, or like a friend, somebody who is like your friend, or somebody who has been who is somewhere kind to you. And then after that, then you shift to more beings, and then eventually to all sentient beings.
오지. 다 데네 딘젤라 다 텐데 다제냠제가 로트 슈침보야 째가체데 아니 다 롱라 그러나 다 우종을 저거랬어. 나 소소고 파 담보 안에 우 조용히 백합라야 안에 변나 센딜라 소소란 조야게 아니 공단 조야게 강에 단단 조와 산이 조와 디린 조와 텐데고 데네 셈제잖아 금까지 담보 렘비 고로 라니 잘세도 거와 조금 아니 우 파담을 수지라 개와단 레비자칸 이보다 파담 아 파초바가 야보 콜라 타라 라송 선데 가와곰투 진데 타부 파담 투다 타라 곰고게 섬타라 타니
Land is also under the one that match tambo.
담보 내야돼 다 소소
Patadi,
파트야돼
social on table.
다 소소 아니 뭐 셴발라 파트야지
He's social on table.
야문나 소소를 뺀다 다 소소 되니 다 파담을 동안에 매바 차 송사바지 되네 타 송사바지로 아니 도진 아니 되네 셴발라 카파버 아니 도진 우다 다부 파탄 수탄 가고 그래.
And so, so now, in order to make your practice, of exchanging self with others, to be more familiar with that practice, to be more accustomed to that practice, you have to do this practice of taking and giving, and then do this on, mounted on a breath. So it's like mounted on a breath, and then start the taking from oneself. Start the taking. Of the suffering from oneself. So like you think about your one suffering, and then the suffering that you're going to experience tonight, or suffering that you're going to experience tomorrow or next life. So imagine taking all this suffering, upon yourself, and then give yourself the freedom from those sufferings, right? And then then imagine yourself being very free and happy, of being free from those sufferings. And then, so after that, then you can shift on others. So the first, train yourself enough, to be able to take your one suffering. That's much easier. So train yourself with that first, and then when you are trained with that, then you can imagine taking the sufferings of others, and that will become easier.
또 지냈더니 방 지내 곰 야 가와 곰고 바라 가와레 곰 야레야 뭐 총송선 또 지냈다 곰고를 방드네.
And then as you do the meditation on taking the suffering and giving happiness, and then also at the end you should feel joy and thinking that you've been able to do that.
오케이, 다들 까마까지 두수 곰 좋아.
So now meditate on that for a couple of minutes, okay?
야. 다 소소 때서 가와도 곰 좋았어. 다 드린 거 내가 냠래야 보체 총송 제라 패야도 총송 소소 삼라지. 소와 대화도 깨가 다시 됐지.
Now again develop some joy, thinking that you have been able to do very good practice today, and have been able to bring some benefit to others. So thinking that, be happy, feel joy.
오케이. 제가 가상가도 이 샤지고 샘장가도 람름 나지 만도인 바스. 이나 데링가도 삽지 다 도인 말. 다데 도도로 곰랑 자타. 안데 자세 토메 상부고 안나 로조 된데면 레와이레. 오 디나 시자치는 만드시 잡아 인스.
And so this is all the the practice that is actually mentioned in the text, right? But I didn't go through each and every word. So just like it is in the text, but I went through the meaning in short.
야, 로사티 먼저 람름 나라야 라치인데 게 담아고 뭐 이제지 뭐보쇼이 와서 다 돈도 좀 먹어왔지. 로조랑 그게 시작단지다. 로조 된데 매긴 저와 계속 통해서 뭐송 맞도 송요래.
And so, like in the Lam-rim, that's talking about all the disadvantages of the self-cherishing attitude, advantages of the cherishing others, and so forth. So we didn't go through all that, but just went through the lojong, the mind training, just like it is commented by Geshe Tenley.
제가 로조도 집에 갈아시. 그래서 다저 마치나도 곰잡고도 삼도 다라다 곰잡이나 코 샘나 소에 레거서 제가도 하고같이 아니 라렘 따토고서 말해.
So if we think and meditate like this, then I think we'll gain some experience after meditating for some time. Otherwise, we study, we learn, we understand, we know, but doesn't get any feeling. That's because we have not done any practices.
제가 가서 주마 다와 가져나라야 마치 곰들이 자기 있을 마복해 시작하면 누지 곰자나 나도 냠도 저는 되게 가도 곰자야 그때 변동을다 소소 제가 최고 좀 하루도 와 근데 냠도 저나 안에 야 고치 된지 야고인 좀 보여래.
So we'll follow this pattern of meditating as we study and practice and study. This way, and in the group, when we meditate, then we get to meditate. Otherwise, by ourselves alone, it's hard to get into meditation. Even though we think that I'm going to meditate, but always just stays in a thought and doesn't really, actualize in practice.
제가 단단가서 네 소소도 나라 려려지 돼서 다 같이 손에 깨자야도 고쳐야도 야나도 하면 아니 곰자에 두서 때 단단 약속을 하셨네.
And so, like I mentioned, because you're at home by yourself, and nobody to disturb you, nobody is standing up or walking around or opening the door, creaking the door like that. So therefore, I think it's the best time to do meditation now.
Okay. 제가 가도 주마 들어가실라. 사님은 마차가도 곰자기 안에 시야도 뇽지 곰자한테 마치기.
And so for couple of following Sundays, we're going to do more meditation and less talking. And next time we're going to meditate on shamatha, the calm abiding, for about half an hour. What do you say?
제가 대양아도 대탭질하면 저변 까마추 양 까마추 ям나 까마가 양조 까마가 담든 곰잡에 대사 다람사 도와드는 방법이 있어요. 아주 곰잡지 시와랩지 시와다 곰이 너치 시와한테 곰이야 좀 tele지네 미사메 테마에 차로 생도 제가 곰사 됐고 살차다 내천이가 있고 그래서.
And so not sitting in one time for half an hour. Not that's I think will be difficult, right? So maybe we'll try to focus on an object of our meditation, of the calm abiding, for 5 minutes or maybe most at like 10 minutes. So and then and think about something, take a break, and then go back to meditate again. So like that. Altogether about half an hour like that. So it is very important, to be able to keep your mind, on the object and have the clear picture or the vision of the object. That's important. And so like they say in Dharamsala, now some people they mistake the meditation with lethargy. Lethargy, that's like mind thinking, mental thinking, right? When mind is not thinking anything and you just fall asleep. That's lethargy. That's laziness. That's not meditation. That's lethargy. When you meditate, you have to have the focus and And the mind has to be on the object, and the object has to be clear to the mind. So these two are very important when you're meditating.
제가 대사한테 전화 안 할때 뺨만 벌었어. 두 찍은 안에 단다 가고 대니 노치 다대 고물하는데 대장도 안에 주만 밑에 삼야 제명 자루서도.
And so the mental thinking, is mistaken, as meditation. Some people, like even like nowadays in China, the meditators they just go into mental thinking, which means like a lethargy, falling asleep, not thinking anything, and so that way, then there's a danger, risk of becoming like a vegetable, not able to think anything, just not thinkers, not able to think or not able to focus, nothing, just sit there like vegetable.
제가 도저히 곰잖아 소소 샘나 가두고 처음에 다들 따다이에서 다 어떻게 되는데 차로 살 때. 마음부 단다 열사.
So like if you don't have any feeling of if you get a neutral feeling and you don't have any feeling of happiness or sadness, and then you just stay there, and there's a risk of happening like that.
제가 단다 다람사 삼자원 삼바들이 열사 대상한테 마음 도양도 아니 이게 라마 기시들 계셔야 되는 안들이 주는 슈다다 코다다 가로.
중앙.
레터가 시와다 고문의 노르지 아니 되는 전에 다 섬에 제명이 차들들 마음부 두성도 다람사도.
So then, even like Dharamsala, many meditators, there are meditators in Dharamsala, they go and meditate. And then they share, they kind of report, to their teacher about their experience. And so I feel like that, I'm not thinking anything, and I'm just, feeling nothing, like that. And then the teachers corrected them. Oh, no, that's not meditation, that's lethargy. So then they've been corrected like that. So there are many meditators who claim to meditate, but actually they were meditating on lethargy. And so there's a risk of doing like that. So therefore, it is important, to meditate properly and understand what meditation involves.
제가 시와 타라서 몸보다 시와 참모도 가도 시와 참모 하고 그래서 말아. 아니 시와 참모도 곰니 노르지. 아니 두려워서.
And then again, in the lethargy or mental thinking, there are many different levels. The gross ones we can understand, but the subtle ones, we don't even understand that, and that's where we make mistake with the meditation.
제가 단다 지나서 단다 신의 곰당 빼져로나 sarchada ngechanya go na yete sawo imba ngebo imba pe ko pe panro na ngado sunthena chingdo parjamne phone sunthena kaji chuju chachi dardara che tema imba chi par sawo thoje imba chi parche ya po chi parjawni go sarda.
So if you read about meditation in the real meditation, you will understand that these two things is very important, the clarity and abidance. So the mind abiding on an object, and the object appearing very clear to the mind. Those two are very important. And so like when you take a picture of something with your smartphone, and then picture becomes very clear. So like that, your object of meditation has to appear clear to your mind.
Okay. Any questions for today's meditation? How the meditation is work? Are you bored? Or you like to I just talk, or you just do like that?
I like it very much myself.
We can talk, because I have the books here. We can just go through a book. We can talk, finish. But sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, it's book. I've studied Lam-rim Chen-mo 2 times. I've studied that is 3 times, but our mind is the same. We don't have anything to really hold. We don't have any savings. We earn, then we use like that. Therefore, we do a little bit meditation to every day, then hopefully we can something develop. Okay?
Geshe-la, I have a question about the text that you were quoting from earlier on.
Okay.
Was that Tsongkhapa? Is that what you...
Which text? The questions from Tsongkhapa asked to Atisha.
Okay. Can we find that online?
They have the text we call the Lobjong Jasa. Lobjong Jasa, the Tibul Yorita. Lobjong Mopo did not check it outside.
내가 로전 야단은 건드렸다.
다 로저자다 반다 찍들었다. 까덴베 손 토세 주나요.
네. So there's the collective and a collective work of the Kadamba masters. So it's inside there. That's
Okay.
part of the 100 texts on mind training.
Okay.
제가
Thank you.
누나 근데 로저 거들은 뭐 디디타셨다는데 가지 토세 나타 강아지죠. 아니 야 셴바나 야 찍지주로 왔어.
So yeah, there's the collected work of the Kadamba masters. So there's one of the mind training texts, and this is like the book that Geshe has is called 100 mind training texts. So that's also included in that. Yeah.
대리 단어종에 돼야 돼 가래. 조금 셔럽 돌지 쇼좀 돼서도. 라차도 짜노 지 사가도 조금 셔럽 돌지. 셔럽 돌지 되는데 쇼르 시간에 셔럽 돌지 되더라죠. 보이거나
네. 소리디.
다 하고 그러니까 까덴베 손 토고 이제 토 대세루루 전에 다 찍송에 돼 아니 셔럽 전에 되더라죠. 셔럽 돌지 돼. 셔럽 돌지.
So that's the collected work of the Kadamba masters. That's compiled together, and the one who wrote in Tibetan is called Sherab Dorje, but we don't know who Sherab Dorje is.
시단 대나는 빼만 버린 대나 로저들 나 지금 인지가 접사지 빠지도.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe this is already translated for English. There are so many options, different kind of things. Okay?
It is Geshe. It is in
Thank you.
English.
Huh?
It is in English.
Yeah, they said this is English. But and then also the inside there are so many different ones. You can go through all that. There are so many different ones.
What is it called in English?
It is called, oh, just a sec, I just lost it.
You have it, Jennifer?
It's called, this is Kimber. It's called Mind Training, the Great Collection.
Yeah, I do
Edited by
have it.
Thupten Jinpa.
I have it, and I can type it up and send it out if people want.
But you can send that name, then they can find that. This is the Lobjo. The Lobjo has very good things, very short, small things, just collect all the small advice.
Yeah, because that list was so great, and I didn't take notes, unfortunately. I only got your best friend is your mindfulness or introspection. I didn't write the other ones down.
I
It's
did.
okay.
I took notes, so if people want, I can write notes together.
That would be great if you wouldn't mind sending them aloud.
I'll
Would that
send
be-
them.
You can see the book, I think the books may be also available. You can, I'm not saying you have to buy the book, but you can get the, electric book right now, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, they have so many things. This is, I think, what's up? What's that?
Printed.
This printed for Tibetan, not in here. They have so many ones. Because Lojong Jarsa. Most, most of the Lojons here.
So Jennifer, you showed a book, right? You said you have that.
You can show the book like that. Do you see?
Series that you can get from Wisdom. It's called Mind Training, the Great Collection.
Oh, Mind Training, the Great Collection, yeah.
But I'll look for it in there.
But what page is it on in that volume? I can't find it.
I'll look and I'll find out.
This is what I'm talking. This is the word of the how you say tiger. The tigers.
Geshe, I just looked it up on Amazon and it pops up right away. There's a hardcover and a Kindle version.
Now you have to buy this.
Confirm. I just want to confirm that it's in here. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, so you can read that the Lojos have so many small verses. They're very good for us. We can do everyday practice. Okay. Okay. But we not just live that. We need to try to put this into and practice. Okay.
Right.
You just that's a great book. I like that. Then we just read, then live that. Then we just buy the food in the fridge. We don't open the fridge. I'm very hungry. I don't know what can I eat, dog. Like that. It's not just.
단다디 로종디 단다처럼 소에디 가서 디도야 가서 안개 가서도
get short-term.
가담 토보세요 가서 가담 숭 토보세요 안개도야 안개
알레 니들로 섬자자 자질도
라 말다
섬자자 자질
로종 야자나는 다 야자나는 안개 가래도 안개 담보니 봤음 말 로종디
알레 따티 이게 돼 아니 까담지 제와 담방이요 송 토버서 다니 가게 돼서 다섯 말해야 돼.
알레 디인서 말아
그디 밀 가라시. 저 저들 밀 가래.
그 군소스야 되도 가와 있었다디
로종 년코로 쇼득 세진데.
So Jennifer, what does it say on number 24, number 23? You know, among the
막 당보들한테
recollection?
제네버가 당보들 지라도 당보대.
What's the first one? Bodhisattva's jewel garland? 디레웨 장주 쌤의 렌체청 와서
어디래면
Yes, the first one is the Bodhisattva jewel garland.
garland.
대디볼 두두.
알레.
그래서 노름이 좋아도.
So now I'm trying to see the number, from the number of that text that Geshe is reading from, and so then you can find it easily. But it's not saying
Yeah. I'm not.
It's a Bodhisattva jewel garland, but it's not number one in his Tibetan text. And you see, I think maybe I don't know if you have the same text. It's only up to number 43, right? It goes only up to 43.
For pages?
No, the number of the text.
Yes, to 43. Yes.
Yeah. So that's only.
단다 대도 단다 디올라 샤조즈만 노인 처와지 디오더란도.
디올 가르도.
디올라니 단다 까데면 송토도도.
디올라도 되네 신이 댄스 구루 요가 마인드 트레이닝.
디카가 있네.
저는 까듬 데 민도 디나마.
저런 게 얘기돼. 니나라 코카가 가야 돼. 로조 돈다마 로조 투제마 아나 아이 연락타니 로조 돈데면 니 로조 돈데면 여왕코와서 카그르셔.
네.
로조 특가지면 저가 돈바 예셔봐. 아니 도제 TV 따통 연락가 탐스 도제 TV bombo 로소남 섬 따위 티 담브란데 버.
단다 그 고도 되나 인진나라 디 십주 셰스마도 셰면도 저런 데르나라
자타마도 모두 자타마 모두 해야 돼.
가지도
그거 자타라 돼 맞아.
Kimber, do you know what page it is?
No, sorry, I don't.
딱 섬주 소치 소니 소섬 섬주 송아 섬주 송아도 되구나.
숨성하대.
레센 섬주 송아도.
디나라 십시에 숨셰셰.
대나는 롬템바다 조지다도 레게돼.
레게들.
같이 다 디에서리 디버리 해서리. 까데메 송 토고다이다. 이다난 레데 까데메 송 토. 까데메서 송 토조 뒤로 제주시요.
Guide to the hand.
Good to we can research for all the different texts.
Les, did you have
Everyone-
a question?
Yeah, this is Les. Hello, Geshe.
Hey Les, how are you? Nice to see you.
Always busy, always working.
Good.
My question is I'm trying to commit to memory a lot of the important texts, a lot of the important things in Buddhism. And when I was starting to do that, I was starting to memorize the 6 perfections. And then I studied more and I found out there's 10 perfections. Is there six or 10? Why is there two distinctions?
And then that tune on digger by that Jewachana and the Persian choose yours. Top money, she said.
Yeah, so when you count the six perfection, six perfection starting from the generosity up to the wisdom, and then when you say in a 10 perfection, then you add 4 more and make it 10 perfections. So the last 4 are the method, power, prayer, and exalted wisdom.
Why is there a distinction?
케바카레에서 돼요.
시당을 가르쳐 더 제워치 봐 제워치잖아요. 봐 제워치요.
So it's like more expanding, expanding it.
So it'd be kind of like vows. So you start out with 10, and the next thing, when you become a monk, you have 100 and.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like 시당은 82래. 다때 봐 제워치는 2래서. 양 레레시나 80래라야 2도 셔요.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, you can expand it in that way also, So like it's when you talk about the 6 perfection, and then each perfection can have all the 6 perfections.
Right. Okay.
that's 82 the Lord some that they are more they
Yeah, so you can memorize all of them, and then when somebody asks what is 6 perfection, that's 6 perfections. And when people ask what are the 10 perfections, you know what are the 10 perfections.
Right.
Yeah, so good, good thing, it's good, helpful, to have memorized those. And like what are the 3 principal aspects of the path? Like what are the 3 jewels?
Right.
So
yeah, so there are many, many numbers like that, we have to remember.
Well, what's the most important text to memorize? If you had one text to memorize, which one is the most significant and important?
Yeah, so I mean, there are so many texts, so whichever you find comfortable or helpful, you can read that, you can memorize that. There's no like one important or other one less important like that, but they're all important, So like 3 principal aspects of the path, the 3 principal aspects of the path text, if you can memorize that includes all the Lam-rim practice, or foundation of all good qualities. That's that text, also includes all the practice of the Lam-rim. And then there are other texts, on the mind training, like the 8 verses of the mind training. It's also very good to memorize. That helps you to like think about all the points of training your mind. So this is so those are very good ones. And then also the Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga that we have, and the Kurukulla textbook, prayer book, Kurukulla prayer book, the one that, actually is the actual name is the 100 Deities of the Tushita, but, we call it Lama Tsongkhapa Guru Yoga, that one. Also, if you memorize that text and recite that, and with the practice, it's very good because it includes all the 7 practices in there.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, now we stop. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Geshe. Thank you, Jangchub.
You're welcome.
Ji perki jukshing meto tram ri rab ling jin de gempa di sangye jing du mingte uwagi droko nam dak jing lacher par shug kitun lame kutse raptin ching nam kartrin le chokcher ge padang lo sang ten pedrin me sasungi drowe munsel tak tu negyur chig idam guru ratna mandalakam niryatayami. From my 2 collections, vast is space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time. May I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold the Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread or once spread or declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this graded course to enlightenment completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chen Rezig remain in life till samsara's end. Savior of the snowland teachings and transmigratory beings, who extensively clarifies the path that unifies emptiness and compassion, to the lotus in the hand, Lord Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be fulfilled. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Mahayana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha's state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. Ik made say waiter chen chen rezik, dreamaken pei wang po jam pelyan, gang chen ge pei su gen Tsongkhapa, lo sang drak pei Jabla Sovade.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
A wonderful day.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Best
Geshe-la.
wish.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Dr.
Sunday.
Law.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Well, Laura,
Bye-bye.
there is
Everyone, take care.
another book, that's called the Book of Kadam.
Yes, yes, it's in the same series as this, but not this.
Not in that one yet. So there's a separate book called Book of Kadam, and that has it, yeah.
And what's the title of it in that book?
Yes.
Which one? The
In the
one?
book of Kadam, what's the prayer that from a teacher to Dromtopa?
Yes, yes.
What's
It's
it called though in that book?
Well, that's the title. It's called Al Kadam, Book of Kadam.
Well, that's a huge volume though. It has like lots of different.
Oh, I see. The Tinola Karada, Tinola, the Kadam Turbunal Corner is the Domdamba did to us already.
The parada was here.
So you have to read the whole book.
I don't think it's in there either. I looked through it. Maybe it'll be there.
And so talk Mapu should decide all that.
Yeah, it's a compilation, compilation of all these different.
Yeah.
Can the Kadam be given the party Tawatelechi, Chichilla Tawati Karas, Chichi Tawati Karas, to you through Yabu.
So yeah, so it's like experience, practices, and question answer from each other, so it's really good.
Couple of quick announcements. There's no Wednesday class, but on Thursday, very busy week. We've got it's Lama Tsongkhapa Day, and we'll be doing the Guru Puja at 7 o'clock. And then starting Friday through that weekend, we're going to do 100,000 praises to the 21 Taras. So please check the calendar for details. And then one-on-one meetings following this as usual.
Thank you.
Yeah, read the old Kadam book. Maybe you don't find that. Okay, thank you.